I am making a car. Everything is made out of wood except the shafts. I have a gearbox on the rear shaft that turns about 3.5 to 1 gear ratio. You can see that turn. I can set it up to use it with my drill. One problem I have is in reverse, it's trying to unscrew it. So I'm gonna have to permanently attach that. There's a threaded shaft on there. So there's a few challenges here. Part of the problem that I have is the mechanical components. So right now I have some metal shafts running through wood. There's no bearings, it's just friction of wood on metal, which isn't terribly high, but it's not zero, that's for sure. What I'd like to do is get this working where I can drive it with the drill, and then we'll remote the switch. You can go slow or fast. It's got forward, reverse, and a replaceable battery. So I'd like to do that so it can run from the drill, but I think some of the mechanical components are going to cause too much drag. So I have gotten quite a few components from JLCMC, and this is a company that specializes in these smaller type mechanical components, very precision. I also got some lights, I've got some jaw shaft couplings, and I got a whole pack of metric fasteners. I've never had organized fasteners, never mind metric. So this is pretty cool. It's got the screws and nuts, they're all socket head. It's got from M4, M3s, M5s, and 6s, and then the nuts that go along with that, and washers, nuts and washers and bolts. So that's pretty cool. All of this stuff is not super high price, but it is very good. So these shafts that I got, the surface is so nice, and each component that's designed to fit over it, there's just enough tolerance there that it allows it to go on, but once it's on, there's hardly any movement. So I've got this shaft, it's a smaller one, they're both metric, and then I got a larger shaft, and like it just, everything fits. Like that's just so tight. And then when I go to tighten it up, it'll be nice and tight. The bearings fit so snug. Like that's such a low tolerance fit. It doesn't even slide. They work great. So we've got some shafts, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna replace the front, and I might inset some of these bearings and make a wood shaft for the front wheels and use the large bearing with the large wood shaft. Also, I wanna make the front steer. I might use these big bearings for steering, and then use these smaller bearings. Got 4 of them that I can set into the wood for the front. For the rear, there's a couple different things going on. If I can't get this to work, I can cut these shafts off and adapt it to this larger shaft, which I think is a 15 millimeter, and then mount bearings on either side of the 2x4. So we have bearings on both sides. Somehow I'm gonna have to work that out, and then how do I fix the wheel onto the shaft? Right now, this shaft has holes in it, and I've got pins, wood pins going through those holes. I could do the same thing, not sure. Not sure how I'm gonna do that. So we've got some challenges. The other thing is I go to this shaft, forget about using my geared shaft, and get some sprockets and that kind of thing. So I've had this one for quite a while. This is off a self-propelled lawnmower, and it's that it would take the RPMs of the motor and convert it to the front wheels driving. So it's a good clip, it's a good speed. So I'd really like to use it, but we don't have to. So we may rebuild the whole thing, I don't know. The other thing that I got were these lights. So on the front, this is just our framework. I'm going to actually build this out a little bit and put a front bumper and mount one of these on the front, like headlights, kind of pointing down. I'm really excited about that. And the other one's either gonna go on the back, or maybe, I don't know, somewhere other, maybe ground effect, I don't know. Maybe we'll mount it underneath. Something like that. But those lights are for one set, at least, is for headlights when I figure that out. These are, I think, 24 volt. Let's actually see. This is a 20 volt battery. There we go. That's pretty bright. Yeah, we can run off the same voltage as the drill power. That's gonna be cool. I like that. Watch for future videos. We are using these great components from JLCMC. Check them out. Link is in the description. Definitely some great stuff. We're gonna be going back and getting some more depending on where we get hung up. Make sure you check us out and watch for the next video in the series. Thanks for watching. God bless.